Hello everyone, Elite Titan Speakerman here. Boom has officially dropped part 2 of episode 76 and it has some crazy secrets. But before the video starts, if you are wondering why I have no arm at the moment, it is because I went to go help my brother Elite TV Titan in a fight against Elite G-Man. And I got injured, but anyway let's get into this analysis. Really quickly, the analysis I'm doing is on the full episode and the part 2 that's canon, so yeah, let's get into this. The episode starts off with the end of part 1 when scientist Cameraman made his entrance and did his thumbs up to us. Then a bunch of TV men teleported in and started grabbing the dead Astro parts. And they didn't even care about the injured Alliance members that were there. We also get to see TV woman looking sad. She might be the only member of the TV race that has sympathy for the Alliance. But after she and the TV man teleport away, we turn around and walk over to another TV man. But then the TV man says, "Stay back, sample's more important." That basically means that the TV men don't care about the Alliance's life, but they care about analyzing parts. And on this scene we can see the plan, that is on the right hand side. And this is also one of the first leaks we got for the episode. After the TV man had teleported away, we end up seeing the no-arm cameraman from the leaks posted a few days before the episode released. But then we look to the right and see another cameraman. But can you see that? The god damn chair is behind the cameraman and is just chilling there. In fact, the chair appears a lot more in this episode, so be ready. That picture is also the other one of the first leaks that was posted to one of Boom's socials. Then we turn around, and the upgraded laser large cameraman puts his shield back onto his arm and tells us to come over to him. He then pulls out a tablet and shows a video of large TV men saving some cameramen and speakermen. But large TV man is a cruel guy. He literally called them imbeciles. He said "move imbeciles" before they find us again. We also see a cameraman walking at running speed and a speakerman doing the orange justice dance going towards the containers. The large cameraman then pointed towards a spot on the other side of the bridge, which is probably where large TV man is. And then we turn back to him and he nods and we can see the camera strider getting ready for battle. Then we see a toilet slide in like a boss. Well, he is so cool. Anyway, we then run over to the cameraman with no arms and threw him up onto the toilet, and then climb onto it as well. We then help to more cameramen up too, and we then get ready to go on the move, but then, all of a sudden a bunch of Astros started attacking us. But they did not expect what they would end up dealing with. Both the camera strider and the upgraded laser large cameraman started shooting and attacking them, letting us make our move towards the bridge. But then even more Astros end up ambushing us. But we POV is prepared and shoots the Astro blaster at them to kill them. And then we end up on the bridge and we start crossing it. Then all of a sudden a cameraman goes flying in at about 100 miles per hour and luckily lands on the toilet. And then we see an injured Astro trying to attack us, but then a green light hit it. I couldn't see it at first, but then we kept on driving. Which was when another Astro flew in. But then the green projectile returned. And this time was when I figured out that it was the goddamn chair flying and dashing into them. That's crazy. Once we get over the bridge, something horrible happens. Before I carry on with this episode, in my next analysis I might look a bit different because I'm getting repaired and upgraded. So, I'm gonna look a lot stronger. As you can see, the work on my upgrades have already started because I have a new shoulder speaker. And my arm looks a lot cooler. All of a sudden an Astro flies down really quickly and crashed into the ground, causing an explosion, and we can also hear a manic laugh coming from him. And right in this scene we can actually see the chair again on the left next to the hill just chilling there. We then get shot and we look back behind us to look at the toilet we were on and see him and a couple Alliance members look up and then get brutally killed. Rest in pieces, my little brothers. I feel bad for you guys. And that's when we turn around and start running away from the Astros, and then we see that the bridge gets destroyed. And in this scene we can see the chair once again on the bridge right before it gets destroyed. This chair has some crazy lore to it, I bet. We then get back up because we got knocked over because of the impact. and look towards a building where we can see a bunch of cameramen hiding, but then they start looking to our side and we start hearing some weird sound. So we also look to our side and see an Astro destructor flying, and he also has some really cool looking glasses. And I'm gonna have to ask him where he bought it. He then removed his glasses and stared at us. And then another Astro flies in and looks at us. And that's when we start running away from them. But while we are running, something disastrous happens. We end up getting cut off by an Astro toilet. So we start looking around and realize that we are surrounded by them. And then a sad scene happened. The goddamn mutant toilet just gave up and dropped his weapons to accept his fate. And then he just gets sucked up by something, and we then realize it's a woman Astro, who is actually called the Astro Duchess. She is pretty hot, but can't beat my mommy toilet from episode 75. But we end up seeing the mutant toilet get squished into a ball by the Duchess, and then we look behind, and then the cameraman next to us does a thumbs up and also gets sucked up and grabbed. But then a brave toilet tries shooting her with rocket but also gets grabbed, and then they both get obliterated by her weapons. We then try shooting at her, but she grabs the energy orb, then she steals our gun and starts pulling us towards her. We then turn around and get a close-up look of the Duchess. And she also has a mark on her forehead just like the smaller Astro from part 1 of 76. But we then give her the bird and she just smiles at us and then rips both our arms off the air legs. And we then see a bunch of sparks burst out and we just look at her. And she says in Skibidi, "There's nothing you can do." But then a Skibidi toilet flies up and says in Skibidi, "Come here, wretch." But then we can see Duchess's eyes go crazy, and then she just goes crazy on him. And then it says in the subtitles, "Stop torturing me." And we can see Duchess shoot lasers out of her guns, eyes and her mouth. And we see such a brutal death. That's crazy. He didn't deserve that. And then we then see the Astro UFO fly in and start talking in Skibidi. And luckily Boom put subtitles for this conversation, so we can see what they say. UFO starts off by saying, "Someone's tampering with our communication. A squad that was chasing a Titan has gone missing." And that means that the squad of Astros that were probably chasing Titan cameraman got attacked by something and they all died. So does that mean that he is alive? He then says, "Are you sure you want to participate?" Duchess then said, "I'm not missing out." And UFO toilet ended the conversation by saying, "Proceed with the plan." Then he dashed away. Then we see Duchess charging up her toilet. Then she does a cute wink at us. She's really trying her best to make me a simp for her. But I'll never betray my mommy. But after she winked, she then dashed away as well. And then we see an Astro carrier destroying the whole city while we slowly die by critical damage. Then the screen goes black. For the secret scene of the full episode, we start off with the screen saying camera offline. And then it zooms out to a POV inside the base watching it. We then look to the left and see an angry looking camera woman stood there after watching the POV. Then we turn around and see one of the TV men from earlier teleporting and saying, "Analyze this thoroughly." But then one of the cameras threw a monitor at the TV man. And then he turns with an annoyed face, looking at us. But then the large cameraman threw a cabinet of some sort at the TV man. He then looked at the large cameraman. And him and the cameraman next to him both gave the TV man the bird. Then he looked at us and said, "You will regret it," then teleported away. We then look at the engineer or the streamer cameraman, and he does a gesture as in like, saying, "I have no idea what just happened." But then we look at camera woman, who still looks mad. And then she has a plunger that has one spike on it. And that's the end of it. Alright, this is the end of this analysis. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And stay tuned for my next analysis. This analysis took over 7 hours to edit, so I hope you enjoyed. Anyway, thank you for watching and I will see you all later. Goodbye, my elites.